Hello, everybody. It's Holger Mueller from Constellation Research here in San Diego, my hometown. It is always great talking to you about 25 influencers from the Analyst community. Very well attended. Everybody who is a who is who in talent man is pretty much here. Always great to have a TSA-free event for me. So what are the, not only 3, but 4 takeaways? So kudos to Cornerstone. I couldn't make it up to reduce the number. So definitely change in strategy to a certain point. Cornerstone used to be one of these omnivores. Every revenue dollar is a good dollar. And CEO Holger Mueller ran us through a slight change or significant, substantial change in strategy, basically saying that Cornerstone at the beginning of the year went out of the service business, being the implementation of customers, especially for the large accounts, or only for the large accounts. They're still doing some SMB kind of like program, kind of like implementations, but large customers have been completely, including the employees, handed over to partners. And surprise, surprise, being a software company does wonders to your profitability and to your overall cash management and other things. So instead, new service areas coming up. I think there's a certain enamorment, is it a word? Kind of falling in love with the Netflix model, which was shown before as the way how Cornerstone wants to reinvent learning. And that is about content creation or content curation. I'm not sure if they want to produce their own content. No commitment made from that perspective, but getting more content in there and monetize that content towards customers is a future revenue growth for Cornerstone. So it will be good to see if that is possible, plausible, doable. Second takeaway, recruiting. Very interesting. Cornerstone has now a significant triple-digit number, which is closer to a 4-digit number, more than anybody would have thought that Cornerstone is that big in recruiting. Many of them are smaller customers. Recruiting has gotten a new UX, and I think it's finally something which a recruiter really can use, in the sense of it's been inspired by the kayak travel side, where you can basically deselect certain criteria on the set of not flights in this case, but hotels or whatever you're booking on travel side, but on the candidate side, allowing multiple candidate management, which is always one of the first questions recruiters have when looking at a talent management, talent acquisition solution. Can I do mass movements, setups, calls, emails, majors, communication, whatever the point is, taking them off my list. Mass handling is very important. So I think it's a new, attractive, good UI. It still lacks some of the things which I would like to see, like who's the potential candidate I have to call right away because they're competitive, because there might be the company where it's only a certain time to reach them, and so on. So that's still coming. Third one, I had a chance to sit down with the EMEA leadership, Vincent Bilbao, Canadian, so not sure if it's French or English pronunciation of the name. Cornerstone, interesting enough, has decided to only sell their HR core system, which they surprisingly niched 2 years ago at Cornerstone Confluence. I remember it was in LA, only in EMEA. Only in Europe, Middle East, Africa, that's what it stands for. There it's doing pretty well, significant higher attach rate, significant more revenue. No surprise. I mean, customers have these modern talent management solutions. They use multiple solutions of vendor, and then they say, hey, I have this old HR core system. Can't you please help me, give me something equivalent to that? The road is still long. Many things have to be built for that, of course, not a typical part. I asked the CEO, Holger Mueller, why don't you sell this in the US? And he sounded like a European CEO saying, oh, we have to get Europe right first. And then when that is really working well, we take it to the US. Yes, I understand that as a European myself as well. And I certainly very value when vendors get their software to go. But the US is the biggest market, and you don't want it to shy away. When I ask a little critically, might it endanger some of the partner relationships where other partners use Cornerstone as an LMS? And Adam is always candid and honest and said, yeah, possibly. So, but okay, better to have one than none. Fourth one, really interesting from the architecture perspective. Finally, in my view, Cornerstone is moving off their data center. So they just opened one, probably for GDPR compliance. Actually, that's news for this too. They're opening a Paris and Frankfurt data centers, and they're both duplicate backups. The existing UK-based ones in London and Manchester are Brexit outside of the EU. So that's a concern and means more work. But in general, they're moving to a microservice architecture, which pretty much everybody is kind of like doing now, but seem to be well along the way for that, have committed to Amazon Web Services, AWS, as their cloud platform, which is a good choice. It's the market leader, except maybe from the machine learning perspective. Read my blogs for more insights on that. But overall, very good for Cornerstone. Significant savings that are putting up the capex into data centers, buying servers, which after 2-3 years are obsolete. It's better to rent them. Also enabling more things, right? No surprise, the content for the learning system is running in the cloud because you can't estimate how many people need it and want to use it and share it and so on. So the Cornerstone is gradually going to move. It's going to be a long move. Things to that new architecture to the cloud. They reorganize the development too, but I don't want to get too much in things which excite really me from a development organization perspective, but not the average viewer. But all good movements for, I think, set up Cornerstone better from a product development side. Overall, my takeaway, shedding services is a smart move, right? If you look into enterprise software history, SAP has always been applauded and probably wouldn't be the #1 enterprise software vendor if they would have done services themselves. And giving that to partners is the right move, and focus on the product, make the product better. Content, I'm not so sure about this because creating content has also risks, right? I mean, yes, it's interesting if I only stream like Netflix to build my own movies potentially, but I'm not sure if Cornerstone has to be so much in the content or could be in the content, but we'll see. It's too early to tell. It certainly makes sense if it has a higher margin for them from the perspective. Only thing that's missing, and they're honest about this, is more machine learning overall, understanding what a user wants to do, and AI. How can there be a 2018 conference with no AI? Pleasant difference or change, but it shows that Cornerstone still has to move to the cloud where the cheap compute which enables these processes is abundantly available. Otherwise, all good news. I'm talking way too long about Cornerstone's pre-Confluence Analyst Summit. I think things are looking up. The UI is largely improved. I've been very critical of that. Still not 100% happy. Maybe I will never happy on UI, but overall things are looking good at Cornerstone, and looking forward to Confluence 2018. Thanks for watching. This was Holger Mueller from Constellation Research. I keep pretty much all my notes on Twitter. Everything was on the Analyst Summit, so couldn't do too much from that perspective. But follow me at Holger MU. That's HOLGRMU. Look for the one slideshare, which I'm going to post tonight on June 4th as well. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.